blade once.
Heading to book club. Are you?
Meet you there.
Let's head over.
Oh, Wolverine's in it.
Yeah?
Welcome to book club.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't realize
Wolverine's not
Steve
impressed.
knew the author. I really should have read this when he first asked.
If you haven't already, you should welcome Logan. Can we start?
Just a second.
Sure, get some punch.
Whenever I read this book, I can still hear the General's voice in my head.
Oops, you're bad.
Come and get the punch, you're all blocking.
Ready to kick this off?
Let's do it.
I am ready.
Before we start, I want to welcome Logan to the book club. What did you think of the book?
I didn't read it.
Okay then, guess I'll start. Steve, I really enjoyed this book.
What stood out to you?
I know people have different approaches to leading others, but I never considered what drives them to do so. Take Custer. He led from the front and was mostly loved by his troops, but his drive for personal glory affected every choice he made. Eventually, Custer picked a fight he couldn't handle. His recklessness led to the death of himself and every soldier he commanded.
His mistake was making decisions to elevate his own standing instead of his troops.
Makes sense. The better they do, the more he gets credit for leading them to victory. I think the biggest lesson, beyond don't be Custer, is that an outsized ego is a double-edged sword for a leader.
Also, you can't just get through life with a pretty face.
I thought you didn't read the book.
I didn't, but I picked things up from context.
I learned more about George Washington from this book than anything I was taught in school.
Yeah, that surprised me as well.
Before this, I associated him with statues, paintings, and the dustiest parts of American history. But here we see a military leader whose personal ambition was the victory of his army. He was clear-eyed about his goals and knew how to get out of his own way. Washington led from the top, though he kept counsel with various advisors. Once he made a decision, he expected his subordinates to follow his orders.
This George Washington reminds me of you.
You'd better not say it's the hair.
No, you keep counsel at Central. Once you make up your mind, you assign missions to the rest of us.
Huh. Leads like George Washington. I'll take it. More than anyone else in the book, Washington believed true leadership is a contract bestowed upon you by those whom you lead.
And that's where the book gets its title?
Right. The mantle of authority. It's something that augments you.
Like I'm sitting there reading the
Brings us
book,
to our
or a
final
book.
profile.
It looks like
We really don't
I
have
haven't
to
read
read
the
this
book.
one.
And now I'm interested.
Steve, how long have you bugged me to read this?
Not because of the chapter on me. You all know General Phillips selected me for the Super Soldier program. For a time, he commanded me in the field, and that's why my profile is in the book. He was kind to say I led by example. Maybe that's how it used to be. But the Avengers isn't a military organization. If I gave Tony an order, he'd laugh in my face. To get anything done, I need the group's consensus. I can't give pretty speeches about the need to sacrifice. I have to show that putting in the effort today will make a better tomorrow.
You could order me a pizza.
Nope, we're too far from New York City.
That is a shame. Pizza could build consensus.
You're not wrong. That's how I used to get the Hulk on board. But I find little enjoyment in talking about myself, so yeah, let's end it here.
All right, we'll call it here. Next month is... Hunter, do you have any books to suggest?
None from the past few centuries.
Then Logan could pick the next one.
Sure. The Adventures of Crash Morgan #5, The Last Queen of Deimos.
What is that exactly?
It's about a space explorer with a ray gun, a jetpack, and a fishbowl helmet. Travels through space with a robot dog. They get in wacky adventures.
Sounds great.
That's a classic. A buddy of mine had that in basic.
I'm always up for space nonsense.
I'm not, but that's the book. I'll give it a shot.
I'm not sure why Logan joined book club if he's not going to read the books.
You are not required to do so.
Come on, it's the principle.
I'm actually surprised Steve recommended this book.
Why?
Steve can take a compliment, but he's uncomfortable with praise, especially from someone he respects.
What did you think?
Well, the punch is decent, but there should have been a bigger spread.
I meant, what did you think about book club?
I just told you. Thumbs up for punch, thumbs down for snacks.
He's a grumpy boy, isn't he?
Well, at least Logan showed up.
You did not think he would?
I wasn't sure he'd be into book club, and I don't know what to expect from that book of his.
The name alone has me intrigued.
Maybe you're right. I should learn to roll with the unexpected.
You welcomed a resurrected demon slayer into your life. Now we read books together.
Can't argue with that. When you first joined, I wanted you to keep an open mind about book club. I owe Logan the same courtesy you showed me.
Good call.
You leaving?
Yeah, time to go.
Yes, I am done.
Time to go. Nice. We've got loads. Big got all those.
Who's a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
Oh, hey, Hunter.
Get a full green
Good
skin.
enough. I might let you call me Logan.
What is it, Charlie? Find something?
Green skin. There's no way missing out on green skin.
Looking for company, Logan? Funny. You strike me as a loner.
Who, me? I like people. Problem is, people usually don't like me back.
Well, we need your skills, so consider yourself liked here. And my apologies about the circumstances.
When you get to be my age, you end up carrying so much baggage people would rather leave you in the dust. So, thanks for not leaving this old man behind.
No need to thank me, Logan. With your expertise, I should be thanking you for helping us.
You might want to save your thank yous until you work with me a bit more. There's a reason I've been freelance the last few years.
Well, you are welcome to stay here as long as you want.
I gotta admit, Sarah's got a pretty swanky setup. Puts Xavier's bad to shame.
Some people think it is a little spooky.
A spooky place for spooky people. Seems like home.
What are you up to, Ileana?
Being bored out of my mind.
Why not try to make new friends?
I've already done the play nice thing with the X-Men. Not trying to buddy up to everyone here.
You have buddied up with Nico just fine.
That's different. I trust her.
And you cannot trust the Avengers?
I don't know them.
Give them a chance. Open up a little.
Being on the same side doesn't mean a free pass to friendship. I choose who I want in my life and in my business. Got it?
I am glad you have people you allowed into your life.
A little sappy, but thanks.
Huh. Of all the things to use magic for. Agatha always knew how to put a smile on my face.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Tony says he has new gear for me, but he can go one of two ways. What do you think?
Oh, thanks, Hunter.
You are the best girl. You know that, right? Come along, Charlie.
Oh, you are gonna love this.
Immediately gain multiple training levels. Okay, interesting. X-Men can be a standoff. X-Men can be a little standoffish with the rest of the superhero community, but there's no denying how well they work together in combat. Let's see if we can't convince Logan to share a few tricks with his new teammates.
Give me a sec. Okay. What's up?
Yeah, Tony?
Sometimes.
Boom, 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 boom. Piercing slash. Okay, we can take that. And that one. And research and challenges. Now, last time I tried one of these, it didn't work out. A Captain Marvel one I couldn't do. But we'll have a look. Okay, Saito. Excitement is not what we need. Warren used the projectile cards to survive the enemy attacks. Doing hardly any damage. Yeah. Don't have any cards. Yeah. Like the Hunter one took me a few goes. Captain Marvel one, I tried, failed several times. That one. Like I'm doing no damage to them at all. So I would need to be much, much higher level, I'm assuming. Or have, like, better cards available to me. But, you know, they're for a fancy outfit. Do we need a fancy outfit? No. I feel like they have a purpose. That's all you, my friend. Okay, listen. I need to get something off my chest, but I don't want to make it weird. Let's talk privately, and let's not make it weird, okay? Alright.
Hunter, consider yourself the only invitee to my favorite meat time spot.
The only one? How did I win that honor?
I'll
Green
spare
skin.
you the sappy stuff, but you've climbed to the top of my friendship ladder. Almost at the top.
But if I am almost at the top, then who is my competition?
Someone? You don't know them. I've got a life outside of this place, you know?
Sure you do. What is their name?
It's, Okay, fine. It's you, alright? You've been the best friend I've had since I was on the run, and I feel gross saying that out loud.
You do?
Kinda. But that's a me gross and not a you gross. Could you just please change the subject before I sink through the floor?
Of course. What are best friends for?
Oh my god.
I am surprised your favorite spot is the chapel.
Believe it or not, my family used to go to church religiously when I was a kid, so pretentious old buildings give me this comforting vibe. It wasn't always like this.
What changed?
Do I look like a psych major? But if I had to guess, I would say I needed to peel the rotten layers my dear mom left behind to get to my healthier innards. You know, onion style. And I took your advice. I showed my mom the kindness that she couldn't show me. I forgave her. Well, kinda. Maybe I'm still working on the forgiveness part, but I'm getting there.
Forgiveness is important. Just do not forget.
I don't think I can. And I won't let anyone betray me like my mom did ever again. Now, there is no holding me back. And like you've been there for me, I'll be there for you. When we face your mom one final time, I want you to know I got your back. Whatever you need, I'm your witch.
Okay, so we're now... I'm really tempted to... we could have a quick... No, we'll look at Nico's one next time we go to the forge.
Hi, Hunter.
Hi.
This is what you were after, right? Happy to help.
I'm here if you need me.
Thanks, Cal.
Hey, you.
Everyone wants to be my pal. Well, everyone is my pal.
Good to have you around again.
Doctrine of power, fragment of a faded letter from above and below, from the old world to the new. We must remain ever vigilant for any signs the universe offers us. There is no unease too slight, no suspicion too minor. Nothing can be ignored. You must understand that Lost Page is his final chronicle and the key to his return. You must ensure it remains lost. There is simply no duty greater in this world. This wasn't your choice, but it is now your obligation. You may think that unjust, and you'd be right, but your sacrifice, like mine, will serve something far greater than ourselves. G. Who's G?
Come along, Charlie.
Let me get to the book. Right, The Adventures of Crash Morgan, number 5, The Last Queen of Deimos. 9, Escape to the Golden Wastes. Princess Enila paced atop the dune's crest, her sapphire carapace stark contrast to ochre sands. It's no use, Crash. The moment the council crowns me queen, Deimos and Phobos go to war. Crash activated Romet's built-in spectromatron scanned the barren landscape for any signs of pursuit. The Zorgots will never allow it, Crash said as the matron chirped and warbled. They rely on Martian hyper-ore to power their fleets. Satisfied they were alone, Crash dialed up shelter and hidden on Romet's control box. Had I known the history of the Star Scepter, I never would have returned to your moon. Princess Neela turned to him, most of her eyes afire in the light of the setting sun. After the catastrophe on Venus, none could doubt your word, she finally said. How are you to know our history? The theft of the Star Scepter robbed the Solar Kings of their power and led to the ceasefire with Phobos. Now, because of a loophole in an ancient treaty, the Council must use the Star Scepter to crown me the first Solar Queen of Deimos. As soon as that happens, the ceasefire ends, she sighed. I have never felt so lost. Good thing you aren't Princess, Crash smiled as Romet swiveled east, electric tail spinning rapidly. There's shelter for the night 3 decamiles that way. Is that 30 miles? The princess turned briskly and worked her way down. We should hurry, the animals are hungrier at night. Demo 16, Demosian standoff. Glaxogorp raised a gloved hand and snapped. Zorg troopers leave us. The Emerald Guard kept their prisoner bows trained on Crash. Glaxogorp's tone softened. Crash Morgan's vows are sacrosanct. My safety is guaranteed. Yours is not. Please, my loyal guards, allow me to save your lives for once. Crash kept the Hydra gun trained on the Glaxogorp until the Zorg troopers departed the flypod. Pilot, I'm new in town. Your monoculus is a striking landmark. I'd like to see it from every angle. Princess Anila, still disguised as pod pilot, ignited the flypod's blast conduit. As she bobbed it skillfully amongst the sky traffic of the Demosian capital, she slid a prehensile ear below the passenger isolation field. Defiance is meaningless, she heard Glaxogorp say. War disrupts the flow of Hyperor to Zorgot. Having weighed all options, the Grand Hegemons left me with to ensure Princess Anila is crowned the Queen, at which point Her Majesty cedes her entire government to Zorgot rule. She refuses to appear or refuses to seek control. The Zorgot blockade remains until the Sapphire Legion arrives to pacify the entire moon. Crash waved away the Judicator's argument. What if there was a third option? Fair warning, it is somewhat unconventional. Glaxogorp narrowed his eye stalks. I'm listening. 25. The Antechamber of Destiny. In the monocular vestibule. It's awful language. The princess who would be queen sat next to the unmoving crash suit. Magna manacles bound the wrists. Its helmet remained as bronze as its clamshell exterior. Suit's occupant did not stir. She scowled. This will never work, Glaxogorp. Zorgot's premier adjudicator adjusted the grey piping on his emerald vac uniform. You know it must to ensure the peace, Princess Anila. He noted her tails twitching in frustration. Do not betray yourself to the Deimos Council. Any disruption will lead to the Sapphire Legion. This goes against everything I was raised to believe. The Zorgot paused. I understand your reservation, but you know this is best for all parties, he smiled sadly, glancing at the bronze suit, except for one. The Demosian princess spoke quietly but firmly. Crash Morgan does not deserve this fate. Perhaps not. One must live to learn with what fate provides. 3 lights appeared on the door to the council chamber. As must we all, in one smooth motion, he lifted the crash suit, placed it carefully over his shoulder. After you, princess. Bit of a weird story.
Hunter, hello.
Bits missing. Hi, Agatha. Steve's there. And Steve Rogers.
I hope Caretaker appreciates all the improvements we're making.
Right, let's do some sparring. With Spider-Man.
Well, you know what they say about practice, right?
Makes perfect, buddy. Upgrade our abilities.
Hydra won't want to tussle with me now.
And then...
Caretaker said I need to be a team player. So I guess I'm...
Yeah.
All right, then.
Right.